Hi everyone, welcome to Tangle with Tracy Anne. My very first video here on YouTube was all about shading. I gave you 7 tips to make shading easier. In today's video, I'm going to give you some more tips, go into some more advanced techniques, and also if you're interested, I have a downloadable ebook on my website, and it includes everything that you may have learned in the first video and this video. So to access that, subscribe to my newsletter and I'll provide a link below this video. In my first video, I show you some tips on how to make your work look more three-dimensional without having to worry about where a light source is. Today we will be looking at light sources, so my very first tip of the day is to observe things around you. Where are the shadows being cast? In what direction are they? Are they close to the object or far away from the object? To demonstrate a few things for you, I took out my plasticine and made a Marisu. And you can see where the lamp is sitting and where I'm standing. That's actually supposed to be a camera, but it looks more like a suitcase. Never mind. Now you can see where the light is, and if I move my body where I'm standing, what view of the shadow I'm getting, and this is the view I get. So I'm going to use this picture for this first exercise. I'll start by drawing the Marisu, and you can see it's squashed at the top. Because of the angle I'm looking at it, it's got some perspective. So here's what it looks like when I've drawn it on the tile. Now I can add in the stripes, and on the tile I'll first start with the black stripes and then take my brown micron and add some thicker stripes. So this is what it's looking like without the shading. So let's have a look at that first shadow. And this is where it's being cast. And notice the closer it is to the actual object, the darker it is. So this is what I'm going to do now on my tile. And that's what it looks like. I've softened the edges with my tortillon. Now you can see the shadows at the bottom edge of the Marisu. Just observe where there are lighter sections and darker sections of that shadow. And here's what it looks like. Now I'm going to add some shadows to that top section, and it's on the underneath side of those coils. So this is what it looks like when I've done it on the actual tile. Our shadows all have been drawn in now, but notice where the highlights sit, where the light source hits the actual object. And so I've used a white charcoal pencil to add in those highlights. My next tip is to have a look at how close the object is sitting to the surface. Is it touching the surface or above the surface? So I've made this little set of beads with wire through them so that I'm able to put some of it sitting above the surface and some of it sitting on the surface. And you can see the further away the beads are from the actual top of the table, the further away the actual shadow is from the object. Now let's put all that we've learnt into practice. I'll be drawing a dragonfly on a Zentangle tile, but for anyone who would like to have these already drawn for them, I have these on the download page along with the ebook. I'm going to start off by drawing a border. Very lightly with your pencil, draw the body, add a head, and then from there draw some segments to create the tail. add some wings. I'm not going to draw in the legs because I looked up some images on Pixabay, which is a royalty-free site where you can find some really good inspiration, and you can see they tuck their legs up under when they're flying. When you're happy with your drawing, go over it with black ink. I did the outline with a micron PN, but for the tangles inside, I'm going to switch over to my micron 01. For the tangles, I'm going to add some auras and segment the wings a little bit. If you're going to colour this with either watercolour or coloured pencils, it's always a good idea to remove those pencil lines. Now that I've finished the drawing, I've got to decide where my light source is coming from, and I'm going to have it coming in this direction. So now I'm just going to pencil in where I want my shadows to be. They're on that underside away from the light. I actually penciled in the tail, but I wasn't happy with it, so I'm going to start again. I want the shadow to come away from the actual tail so that it looks like it's above the ground, but touching the tail at the bottom so it looks like that it's bent over almost to the ground. Now I'll blend that in. And now for the fun part. I've chosen to use Prismacolor pencils to do my colouring, and as you can see down that centre I've made it look a little bit like gems. If you're new to my channel, I do have a couple of other videos where I demonstrate how to use coloured pencils, and so I'll put a link to those below the video. I think I'll embellish this now with a touch of gold. I'm going to embellish that outside border a little bit, so I've chosen a blue and a green watercolour pencil, and I'm just touching around that inner edge a little bit, gradually getting softer as I move outwards from it. Now that my paint is dry, I'm going back in with my coloured pencils and just adding a little bit more depth to it. Using a green pencil, or bluey green pencil, I'm going to do a series of toodles all around this edge. Now that that's finished, I'll just darken that edge a little bit more with a deeper colour pencil. I'm using a piece of scrap paper to rest my hand on so I don't smudge my work, and I've gone over all the lines with a black pen, and now I'm going over the shadows. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, do that so that you don't miss out on future videos. And if you'd like to become a member of my Facebook group, there's a link below this video. Thank you for watching, and until next week, stay safe and bye for now. If you'd like to see more of my videos, head over to my YouTube channel, or there are a couple of links here on the screen that you can click on now. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and thank you for watching.